Hey everybody, this is Kite Altera here with Kite Talks About, and in this video I'm going to be talking about two projects that I'm actually working on right now. That'll be Project Ant Nursery and Project Bug Breeder. So Project Ant Nursery is a project I've been working on for about a week or so right now. What it is me having 8 queens contained within a nursery space. If you guys saw my video talking about the USDA, that update video, you'll actually see the small scale nursery that I actually worked on. You would also know if you follow my Instagram, which is Kite Talks About. If you follow me on there, you'll get updates to all my projects, what I'm doing, quicker than you'll see on YouTube. So if you follow my Instagram, Kite Talks About, you will have the in on whatever I'm doing at that moment. So as stated before, the ant nursery is actually the small scale ones that are in the video are actually going to be sent to 2 of my Instagram followers for testing. Now for me, I know I could just test it myself, but I would like to get another opinion from, another set of eyes. What I would like to know is, how does it look? How does it feel? Is it safe? And doesn't contain the ants how they need to. So I'm just sending it out to 2 for right now, and it's a small scale one, and I already have updates to even the small nursery, which is the upgrade that I'm working on now with the large 8-queen nursery. I also know that I haven't shown my ants at all. They're currently hibernating right now. But, I do have the Formica fusca, the Lasius niger, and the Lasius flavus. I also happen to get an approval for the acrylic tanks. So the acrylic formicariums that I showed you in the USDA video, I actually got approval for. So I'll be coming up with new designs as I go with the project. Mind you, I'm going to be making it all on my own. So that's the good part and the bad part. Good part is because I'm putting in the time and effort into making my own enclosures. The bad part is making this, at least in the number that I need, 8, even though I do have 12 colonies. So I will have to make another enclosure to contain the leftovers because I have 8 made, but I need 12. But due to space, I really can't have 12 in one enclosure, so I have to make another enclosure for another 8, meaning that I can have 16 queens. If you guys actually looked at my previous video a long time ago with multi-queen and containment, I discussed it, and that was like a year ago. So about a year later, here I am making my own with cheaper materials, and the process, though a bit tedious, it's not difficult at all. And I'll actually show you guys how it looks in the next video or 2. So just give me a couple days because I still am in the process of making it. So in about 2 weeks or so, I should have it done, and I'll show you guys it and show you the grand finale of me actually inserting all the queens in there and give you update videos as they come. So here is my new ant room. This is the storage area for all of my formicariums. As you can see, this is actually the formicarium wall for my nursery. It is not fully, it's not fully cured yet, so I have to keep it in that position. I know you can barely tell. I can barely tell from this camera that I'm using because it looks like just floating blue tape. But don't mind that. I have to keep it there for storage as it cures. So this is going to contain, these 6 shelving units are actually going to be containing all of my formicariums. I'm actually going to need 2 types of formicariums, nursery at least. One is going to be the one that you see here, and that'll be the temperate nursery. So all ants that live in a temperate environment and actually hibernate, they're going to be contained in this formicarium. I'm going to have another one that'll be a tropical formicarium. That one will be the nursery for all ants that actually do not hibernate and or specialty ants. So ants that require a special temperature range, special humidity, are super special ants basically, are super ants. So ones that need special care. I'm actually thinking about increasing the size of this because as you can see, it's just 3 put one next to the other. I might actually increase the size so it actually goes up here. It will almost hit my roof, but not quite. But I'm thinking about having 2 of those, 2 more, so that I can have more formicariums. So that's what I'll be thinking about, but once I finish filling out this space, then I'll consider it. But for right now, I have no use of increasing the size even more when I don't even have my nurseries completed. So each of these two shelves you see here are going to contain one of my nurseries. One is going to have the tropical nursery. The other one will have the temperate nursery. If I can find space on the end of it, so like this section and back to the other edge, if I have enough space, I'll have another formicarium. But each other shelf is going to have 3 formicariums per shelf, and that'll be for the simple fact that the nurseries are going to have 8 queens as of right now. So with me having 16 roughly, the tropical, if necessary, if I don't get authorization from the USDA, I can easily just change the code so that it transforms from a tropical nursery that requires constant heating to a temperate nursery for temperate ant queens. I can easily just convert it as necessary, and then once they get up in size, transfer them and go from there. As stated before, I will have an extension and expand the storage area vertically as necessary, but for right now I don't really need it. But I am really glad I actually was able to get this unit and get it looking how it does, because I don't know if you can tell, but the lighting in my room is actually pretty different. It's actually sunlight. It simulates sunlight. So it also has that clinical feel to it, and that's really something I'm into when I'm doing my project and setting up my furniture. At least my project furniture is for everything to look very clinical, for everything to look almost scientific, if that makes sense to you guys. So I really like the lighting, and I really like just this really clean shelving unit. It actually cost about $60-70, and it was pretty easy to construct. The instructions were simple, and I'm pretty glad that I actually purchased it. As you can see over my left shoulder, I actually have a live animal box that I recently got from rainbowmealworms.net. So let's go ahead and look at that. So here are my items. I actually have 4 things that I'm going to be using for this breeding project. And I got these from rainbowmealworms.net. This video isn't sponsored by them, but in all honesty, I love the customer service. I love the site, and you hear that now? That noise? It's super creepy. If you guys actually watch my Instagram video where I talk about these super worms, and just hearing that noise, it sounds like worms burying into flesh for some reason. It kind of makes my skin crawl, but yeah, just listen. So let's get on with the video. First set is my dermestids. These are going to be my cleaner crew. These will eat dead bugs. Actually, I have some beetles as well as the little larvae. So these eat meat as well. So to start, I'm probably going to feed them meat so that they can get excited and I can kickstart the breeding process. Here I have 50 waxworms. Got them here. All of these are alive. And I also have a set of crickets here, and about 50 of them, and 250 super worms. So how this is going to work is I got these a little earlier than I expected. I expected to get these by Friday, and it's Wednesday and I have them. So I'm a little behind on making their enclosure, but I will make it fairly quickly. I don't have to worry too much about any of these minus the crickets getting going anywhere. Oh, and of course the dermestids. But as far as the super worms here and the wax worms, I'm not too concerned about them coming out, so I'll probably go ahead and start setting up their enclosure soon after posting this video. But I'll have an actual video for you guys to see about a week, alongside of me posting about the nursery. So the point of this is to have my own setup so that I don't have to worry about consistently buying another set of crickets, another set of super worms, another set of cleaners, another set of wax worms. it'll be self-sustaining. So um, this is really the starter colony, the founding colony of superworms, crickets, waxworms, dermestids. Um, and by the time my ants get out of hibernation, which will be around February, March, I will go ahead and have their enclosure already made. I will already have them inserted inside of their nursery, and the colony should already be established because it's currently November, about to be December. So they have December, January, February, and then all of March. So they have 4 months to get established. But since I have such a relatively high number, I don't have to worry too much about having a depleted colony due to the fact that out of the 12 queens that I have, only one of them has an actual colony. The rest are just queens. So I don't have to worry too much about, oh, they need to get fed now, but I don't have a good supply. So guys, that is the video. In a couple of weeks, like I stated before, I will have the queen nursery. I will have that set up, and I'll also have the breeder set up for these bug breeders. So that's the video. And on the side note, rainbowmealworms.net, go to them. The customer service was excellent. This video is not sponsored by them. I just give love when I get the love, and I definitely got a lot of love from Rainbow Mealworms. The prices for all of these items were dirt cheap. I believe I spent $3 for all of them except the super worms, which I believe were about $5, but don't quote me on it. However, I know it is dirt cheap. Like, it's super cheap. As far as the customer service is concerned, they give you an email for every step of the process. So once, first when you make the account, they send you an email, obviously. When you give them the payment, when the payment has been processed and they're preparing to ship, once they actually ship, and once you receive the item, once it gets to your door, if you choose the Arrive Alive guarantee, they'll actually have it so that your post office calls you and tells you, your local post office tells you, hey, we have your bugs, we have live animals, please come pick it up. And you can go pick it up and bring it home and you're good to go. So the fact that they put so much emphasis on good customer service, I can't help but promote these guys because it is just awesome. I've never seen a company where they make the post office call you and say, we have your package. Like, they are that concerned and that worried about ensuring you have your products arrive alive. And I can definitely say that 99.9% of the bugs that I got were alive. Now, of course, you have a couple that died, but you can't really help that. But the fact that most of these, even the crickets, most of the crickets survived. I believe out of all 50, I only saw one dead one. Like, that is really good. And they're in Compton, California, so they're straight out of Compton. So that just to boot, it's like, wow, this company is really good. So thanks for watching the video. This is Kyle Altera here. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and let me know what else you'd like to see in future videos. Also, and I'm pretty bad at promoting this, but please follow my Instagram. Again, it is Kite Talks About. That's where you'll see most of my updates as far as the projects that I'm working on and what I'm doing right then and there. So I update my Instagram several times a day. I update my YouTube about once a week, so long as I don't have any other projects going on like these two that I have right now. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a blessed day, happy weekend, upcoming weekend, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.